Hello students and welcome to the e-learning program initiated by Shri Gyanmanjari Vidyapit for the students of Standard 9, in which we are learning the subject of English. Students, from the previous few lectures we have started with the writing section, in which we completed the understanding of the different types of formal letters that we write that are asked in the board paper. Letter writing, two types. One is informal and another one is formal. We have already understood the informal letter writing. Then we also understood formal letter writing and all the types of letter writing. What is the importance of the different types of formal letters? What is required? Because in each type of formal letter writing, we require different essentials, and uh, there is one single basic layout for the formal letter, that is called the format. So all in all, we understood completely the formal letter writing, the different types of formal letters in some of the few lectures that were taken. From today onwards, we again go ahead with our writing section. Today we are going to start with notice writing, which forms a very important part of the board question paper. Students, we have to remember that in the board paper, 10 standard board paper, at least 30 marks weightage out of a total of 80 marks is dedicated to the writing section, in which lots of different types of writings you have to answer. In the 9th standard, in the 10th standard, we are going to learn the essentials and the basics of these different types of writing skills. We have to develop these writing skills so that we are able to score maximum marks out of those 30 marks. The different types of writing skills and the different types of writings that are included in the board paper, they are the basic thing, that is the letter writing. It can be formal, it can be informal, any of the type can be asked. Then notice writing is asked, report writing is asked, email writing is asked, notice writing, diary writing, story writing, essay writing. So at least 8 types of, apart from that, dialogue writing is also there. Then that means 8 to 9 different types of writing is that. There are options available, internal options are available, that if you don't want to if you wish to write the notice instead of uh, this there, and some of them they are compulsory also. For example, uh, instead of story writing, you can opt for essay. So there is internal option available between essay and story, right? But suppose say report writing, that is an individual question and it has no option, right? So in this way, some of them are compulsory, some of them have internal options available, so we do not have to answer all of them. But it is very, very essential that we learn all of them, have enough practice in all of these writings, different types of writings, and we excel in it, so that whichever one we select, whichever option we select for the writing. Suppose we are good at story writing, but the story asked in the paper is not that simple and it requires a good amount of thinking, might be a complex plot, then we can opt for essay. If the essay, one of the essay is easy, we have practiced it, then we can attempt that one. So we can do that if we have enough practice in all the sections in the all the different writing in section C and section D and E. So let us start with today's notice writing. What is a notice? The simple definition of a notice is a written or printed announcement. Something is to be announced that is meant for a targeted public. Please remember, this is for a public which is targeted. For example, if we are writing in the school, then you are writing a notice that students of that school and that also particular standards of that school only those students are the target. They should be able to, rather than trying to reach each and everyone and trying to tell them or to announce in the class verbally, or writing it on the note on the blackboard or the whiteboard, right? Rather than doing that, we have to prepare one notice which is to be pasted on the school notice board, so that everyone can have a look at it. The teachers, students, word will spread, and more students will come to know a new notice is being pasted, right? And so they will also come and view the notice. So you don't have to go everywhere. The announcement can be made at a central place. That is more important, right? The school notice board is a central place where notices are displayed, and it becomes the duty of the student, an aware student, to go and read the notice board regularly, so that if there are any updates, if there are any new uh, notice, if there is any new notice displayed over there, they come to know about it in time, because of the reason why a notice is written. Why is a notice written? For example, a notice of a sale. Here, a notice of a sale is written. Now, which different places notices are kept? First example is the school notice board. The second example, as we know, if you are living in a society, if you are living in a flat, all of them will be having again a central place, that is a notice board, where notices are on a daily basis or need to know basis, or as and when required, they are displayed over there. Either the clerk who is kept for taking the notices, or the secretary of that society or the secretary of that flat particular wing, he is responsible for writing the notice on the display board, or draft a notice, get it printed and display it on the notice board, so that residents of that particular wing of the flat or residents of that particular society, they come to know about this notice when they pass from there, and they can read it and they can know the new announcement that is made. Notices can be kept at the government offices also. Special notices which time to time is declared by the government or is declared by that particular office for the staff or for the people coming over there for various reasons. A notice is kept that this section is going to close down for 10 days, so please do not come over here, don't make a queue over here. So in this way, notice has to be made. Now, what is the importance of that notice? First thing is, the word limit is very, very less, only 50 words, because only the essentials have to be written. It has to be very, very precise and to the point. You don't even need to greet anyone. A notice can be written without even greeting anyone. Of course, if the targeted audience is quite small, then you can even greet them, right? But no need to greet them also, right? Because what you want to convey is the message. That message is quite small and it has limited word limit, only 50 word limit, right? So whatever message you have to convey is within that time word frame of 50 words. You are at a loss of words over here. So concentrate on the matter that is given to you, and then draft a notice and see to it that all the essential things you want to display or the message that you want to convey is properly conveyed over here. That makes formation of the sentences very, very important. The sentences that are used in notice writing will be very, very short, so that you can save space, right? So a notice is a written or a printed announcement, usually a notice to be displayed for some event that is going to happen, or the event that has already happened, and the result of that event, something you have to announce. It is a written order in order to inform a large number of people. The main thing over here is inform a large number of people about something that has happened or is about to happen, right? So successful completion of celebration of something, then a notice can be drafted over there conveying gratefulness and thank you to all the participants, etc. So something about a event which is already over, or something that is going to happen, right? Suppose a drawing competition is going to be held, sports competition is going to be held, a chess championship is going to be held, or about some forthcoming event like annual day or Navratri celebration is going to be done, uh, then you need to announce those things to the students or the targeted people about that particular event, because they should know in advance. Sometimes forms have to be filled up so that they have enough time to think about it, to take the form, fill it and submit it on time, so that they can be part of the game, they can be part of the sports event, or they can take part in that particular celebration, whatever the event is. So it is written in order to inform a large number of people about something that has already happened or something that is about to happen. What are the things that are included over here? It can be an upcoming event, it can be an upcoming competition, it can be lost and found notice also, or just a piece of information to be delivered to the large targeted audience, to the targeted audience. That means the limited amount of people that you want to convey, because if this notice is for the society, it is not applicable to the society which is next door, right? Because it is organized, this event is organized for this people of this society only, residents of this society only. For example, Shad Punam is going to come, and the residents think that all of us should gather and have a dinner together, then that is for that particular society only. So it is organized, and the the program of the event is displayed on the notice board with all the details, so that each and every member of the society, each and every resident of the society comes to know, yes, on this Shad Punam we are going to have these events, and at the end of these events, our program, we are going to have dinner together. So it is for a targeted audience only. Upcoming event, any event, it can be about a competition also. For example, drawing competition, Olympiad competition, all these type of competitions that are taken regularly in the school. For that, the students have to be informed well in advance. So that is what we are going to do in the notice writing. Then another type of notice can be lost and found. Yes, you lost something in the school premises, then you got to inform with the help of them, because you can ask your friends, but you cannot ask each and every student or each and every person working in the premises. So it is better that you draft a notice, lost and found, right, and you display it on the display board, so that people can read it, and if somebody has found whatever you have lost, then you can get your thing back. Same way, you found something, then again it becomes your duty, yes, not to put it in pocket, but to draft a notice and put it on the display board, so that everybody can read it. Whomsoever to it belongs is going to contact you, and you can return the thing, right? So for several reasons, notice writing is done. Point to remember, very, very important. I'll put a star mark over here. Notices are factual and to the point. Factual means you do not have to use any imagination, speculation. Nothing is to be done over here, because we are sticking to the facts. Competition is there, that's a fact. This is the submission date, that is a fact. Because after getting if you are in charge, after all the forms are submitted, you still know that there will be at least 10 students who say, sir, I forgot the date I'm submitting over here. So you need to collect that, then put it in some order, and then accordingly you have to arrange the competition. So you need lots of time well in advance, right? So it is related with fact. A proper date is there, a proper time is there, proper venue is there, so that everything can be done in an organized way. So here there is no chance of imagination, speculation, or things that are not facts. Yes, you don't write over here, I hope the exam will be or the competition will be held in the month of November. No, you are not there to guess, right? So that way, and to the point, nothing outside the point should be spoken over here. Then, now we come to the section where we are using our language. Which sort of language are we going to use? The first thing is a formal tone. Yes, it should not be an informal tone. Yes, we like all the students and we love all the students, and that is why we are arranging this competition. No, this has to be a very, very formal tone. Yes, for the development of the students, for the drawing skills, to develop the drawing skills of the students, we are organizing an event, inter-school drawing competition. Yes, stick to the facts. Do not use a language which looks like informal, right? So, generally written in a formal tone. The language used is simple and not formal, and it is not flowery. Here you do not have to use many adjectives. You do not have to add to the beauty of the language over here. You just stick to the facts and don't use too many complicated words which many students might fail to understand. So the use of vocabulary, the second point tells us that the language used over here is quite simple. It should not contain lots of difficult words where some students might fail to understand what is displayed on the board. So the language and the vocabulary that is used should be very, very simple, so that even a below average student, if he reads the notice, he is able to grasp the complete content of the notice. He doesn't misinterpret something, he doesn't misunderstand something, and at the end he is not at a loss, right? So including the date, time, day, whatever the competition is, the language that you are using in order to convey the information or the piece of information, everything laid out in the notice should be very, very simple. Next, it should be formal. Again, the tone also should be formal. That means the overall language of the notice should also be formal. And you should not try to decorate it. That means you should not use a decorative language, because that is going to increase the chances that there will be some misinterpretation over there. Some people may not be able to understand the flowery language that you have written, and they might understand something else. So you are going to draft a notice in such a way so as to clearly convey the message to the targeted audience, and you are not going to make it so much flowery, so much complicated, that at the end of the notice each one is looking at other's face and asking, भाई क्या लिखा है इसमें, मेरी समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. वो बोलता है मैं भी नहीं समझा, चलो दोनों चलते अपने काम की नहीं है. So that should not be the case. It should be very simple, so that all the students, there are bright students in the school, there are going to be some average students, there are going to be some below average students. Yes, so we have to consider all of them equally and convey the message in a very, very simple and lucid language, so that everybody is able to grab whatever you have written in the message. Next, after writing it or after drafting it, you make a final one, and you're going to put upon the display boards in the school or at a public place. The society you're living is public place, not public place, it's private, but there it is meant for the public of that particular society, right? It can be displayed on, say, public place is a garden also, right? You can find that on many days the garden remains closed, either for maintenance, or the staff also need some celebrations, holidays, etc. So they keep the park closed during those days. So you need to write a small notice conveying the people visiting over there that from tomorrow onwards till 3 days the park is going to remain closed, right? So that the park is under maintenance, etc. So that's a public place. So in that way, the notice can be displayed either in the school premises, the premises of the society or the flats, or it can be displayed at the public place, in some public place or some public office, anywhere. Essentials of the notice: what should be in the notice, what should not be in the notice. I hope students, everybody is ready with their uh, writing material, and you must be noting down everything in your rough book, and after that copy it in your fair book, so that you have everything ready for revision work or whenever you want to go through it again. Essentials of the notice: what it should be, what should be there in the notice, and what should not be there in the office. Now, name of the organization. On the top of the notice I'll be displaying the complete format of the notice also, but then let us just understand what should be there. Name of the organization. When I say name of the organization, right, it will be ABC Public School, comma, name of the city or the town should be there. So always keep in mind one imaginary name of a school and a city ready with you, that whenever I am asked to write a notice, I am going to write the name of this school, I am going to put a comma and put the name of this city, right? So that whenever you are writing a notice, you do not waste time in thinking about what name will I keep for the school, because I am going to write a notice on school. No, think ahead. If you are going to write notice that is going to be displayed in the on the society notice board, then you should already have in mind, if I am asked to write about a society, this is the name of the society I'm going to keep, this is the name of the flat I'm going to keep, and comma karke town या city का नाम, right? This is what I'm going to write, because here what is written is name of the organization or school or office in capital, right? So you will be needing lots of space because you have to write all the words in capital. So you will be needing a lot of space over there. You know your own handwriting, right? So when writing an essay, care should be taken from top to bottom. The size of the handwriting should be the same. अभी इतना लंबा स्कूल का नाम आपने चूज किया, यस, राधे कृष्णा इंटरनेशनल स्कूल, यस, कॉमा करके वहां पे नवी मुंबई लिखा. You do not have that much space in one line to write whole of the name in capital. So what you are going to do, you are going to decrease the font, right? Then next line you have to write the word notice in capital. Now this is only one word, so you are going to enlarge it. After that, date. Now date is to be written in the single line. So what happens? Date also you have lots of space to write, and you don't have to write anything in that line. It is going to be on the left margin. So again you write that big. Then date of issuing the notice, okay, catchy title. Title is again going to be in the center, and hardly 3 or 4 words will be there. So again the font will change over there. Now you have to write 50 words, and on the same page. Notice will never go to the next page. So what happens is, आप वो 50 words के लिए you are going to squeeze your handwriting and write. And then you ask the teacher, sir, मुझे 1.5 मार्क मेरा क्यों कट गया 4 मार्क में से? Because when I have a general look at the notice that is displayed by you, because you have already written it, for me it is displayed on the page. So what happens is, I find different fonts. I don't find the same fonts in that letter. कभी छोटा, कभी बड़ा. So it matters, or it destroys the complete impact of the notice, right? So that looks quite awkward. It doesn't look decent. It doesn't look neat and clean, right? Time and again, these things are always told to the students, but then that is always ignored. This is the single line in which you write, right? So what you do is, as I said, this is what happens. राधे कृष्ण is in quite big font, international थोड़ा बहुत मीडियम में font, स्कूल के लिए जगह ही नहीं है. I have to fit it in. And now I don't even have space to write the name of the city. Right? Next, I leave one line and then write notice. Now I do not have any other thing to write. So what will I do is, अब पेपर खत्म हो गया, उसके बाद डेकोरेशन शुरू होता है. सो व्हाट हैपेंस इज, यहाँ पे कलाकारी होती है. What students try to do is try to enhance the decorative skills, but what you end up is making the notice more dirty, right? So see to it that you maintain the neatness, cleanliness of the page, because whole of the notice will never go to the next page, because notice is to be placed in a box. Box means the length and breadth of the page that you have. Yes, whether that is having more length and less breadth, whether that is having less breadth and more length, whatever type of supplementary that you get, main supplementary, right, that is immaterial, but that is the only space that you have, and at the end you make that notice so much dirty that your marks get cut, because you did not maintain symmetry in that complete notice. So lots of care has to be taken, not only about the essentials of the notice, but care has also to be taken about what is the overall effect, what is the overall impact of your writing. When somebody looks at that notice at one go or with a bird eyes view, your notice should look beautifully outlined. That means all the fonts in the notice should have the same size, rather than you keep on increasing and decreasing it. So we better understand why we are getting that 4 marks for 1 page of work. First thing is, we got to put that notice in a box. Second thing is, keep all the fonts of the notice same. Do not keep on changing the fonts of the different parts of the notice. Wherever you need to underline, underline, but the underlining should be done with pencil. Wherever things are to be centralized, use approximation and then centralize it. For example, the very first thing, name of the organization or school or office in capital. Then if you are having a box, then you should be able to, this is the page and this is the box that you have made. Yes, and notice the first thing to remember is, first make the top line, then the sidelines, the fourth line is, bottom line is not to be made. It has to be kept open, right? So that can be done when you finish the notice. A very important thing, you don't make the complete box in advance, because then you will be rubbing and scratching over there because you are not able to finish the notice, and the line you have made, the notice is going out of that line. So you need to rub that line and extend your notice to 1 or 2 lines ahead. So always make the 3 remaining lines, but the 4th line will be made at the end of the notice. Now, if this is the box, see the approximation that this is the center of the box, not the page, because you will be having margin over here. You will have no margin or no space right on the left, right? So see that this is the center of the box that you have made. Then see the approximation that if I write ABC School, comma, Surat. See, this is not approximation. You can see that by starting over here, I reached near the end of the box, whereas there is lots of space over here, right? So that makes whole of your notice look quite dirty, because then you are going to, because you understood over here, so you are going to write the notice in the center. See, difference in fonts. Then I have date. Suppose date I write is 28th August 2020. 1, 2 and 3, all different fonts. Yes, then I write dear students. Then what I do is I start writing. Yes. You can see students, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, everywhere the size of the font is different. The size of your handwriting is different, right? So whether you are writing in bold and capital, whether you are writing in small letters, you must see that whether you are writing on only one word in the notice line, or whether you are writing the complete line, see that your fonts don't change. If centralization has to be done, then see that you take a proper approximation, that if I start writing from here, then my complete line will be in the center, and space before and after will be equal, right? So see to it. Now, name of the organization, school or office, see that you pick up a name, imaginary name, which is very, very short. Rather than writing Vishuddhanan Flats, right? Think of a small name, Ravi Flats, Surat, right? So that, because it is going to be displayed inside the premises of Ravi Flats. Now, whether you write Ravi Flats or you write quite a big name, at the end, it will be a problem for you, because you need to write such a big name, and that also everything in capital. You will always be confusing things, right? So, name of the organization or name of the school or name of the office, whichever is responsible for, or the authority, proper authority, then it should be in capital. The word notice should always be in the center, and all the letters must be capital. Then date of issuing the notice should always be displayed. Otherwise what happened, notice is being displayed for since last 2 years, and nobody knows whether this is pasted yesterday or 2 years back, right? So date of issuing the notice, not the date of display, date on which it is issued, signed by the authority, that should be properly displayed. We'll come to it. Everything starts on the right margin, right? कौन कौन सा center में आएगा? This will be in center. This will be in center. This will be in the left margin. Catchy title again will be in the center. Now what is catchy title? Catchy title means a title which automatically attracts the attention of the reader. Yeah, we just discussed. So, right, Sharad Punam celebration. Everybody's this is about Sharad Punam. Let me read. Sharad Punam is going to come after 5 days, 7 days. So let me read it. What's going to happen? Drawing competition. Yes. So whoever is interested in drawing competition or drawing automatically is going to read the. So it should be a very catchy title, and by the title itself, please remember, do not write subject over here or do not write title. Directly write whatever is to be conveyed. Now, essentials of the notice content. The notice must answer. These are the very, very important things in a notice. The notice should always answer what, where, when, how, not why. Usually why will be, or reason is not to be given. Yes, why are we celebrating Sharad Punam? No reason, right? So because it's celebrated every year by everybody, so we are celebrating. So why is not necessary. What is necessary? What is going to be celebrated? Sharad Punam. Where is it going to be celebrated? Inside the premises of the society or inside the premises of the flats. It's going to be celebrated. When? Of course, it's going to be Sharad Punam, right? So the date and day plus time should be displayed over here. Where means the venue, the place at which the celebration is going to be held. And how? If you have a short program, yes, there will be games for toddlers, there will be games for the children in the primary school, then there will be games for the elder children, yes, there will be some other type of music, etc., whatever. Yes, a small orchestra will be called, and at the end of which we are all going to enjoy a dinner together, right? So that is the program. So that is how. So what, where, when, and how. It also means date, time, venue, program, etc., right? Just like the formal letter, if the formal letter does not have signature at the end or name at the end, it is not valid. It doesn't have any value. It's worthless. A formal letter without a signature, right? So it doesn't have any value, right? So the same way here also, it is very, very important that you sign. Now here signature will be done, because this, you are the issuing authority of that notice. So signature has to be done. We'll come to it again. Then the name should be written over there. Proper name should be written. We'll come to the format, how that is to be done. And designation, because you are the signing authority, you are going to write your designation. Sometimes, for example, lost and found. Lost and found may, because you are writing a notice because you lost something. Now you don't have any designation. That is what you think? No, you also have a designation because you are signing it. If you are signing it, you have a name. Write the name after that. What is the designation? Student of class 9B. That is your designation. So that the reader comes to know ye kaun hai. He is a student of class 9B. You don't have any designation. You are not the monitor. You are not the sports captain. You are not the school boy, school head boy or school head girl. You do not have proper designation, but you should inform who you are, right? So that is very, very important. The last three things that you are going to put in the notice, after that you put a fourth line, that is the bottom line, that is signature, name, designation at the bottom left margin. And whole of the notice, very, very important, whole of the notice must be in a box. Word limit will always be 50 words. Even if it is not mentioned, even if it is not mentioned for class 9 and 10, the word limit will always be 50 words. Yes, 50 words means plus or minus 50. Sorry. Plus or minus 2. Plus or minus 2 means it can be 52 words, it can be 48 words allowed. Yes, 47 होगा तो भी चलेगा, ऊपर 53 चला गया तो भी चलेगा, right? Because sometimes we have to make the grammar proper, right? For that you need to add a word or two, right? So in order to complete the message, you might need some extra words, but that limit should not go above 3. So manage your notice in such a way so that the notice is complete within 50 words. It can be exact 50 words. If it is not, it can be plus 2, 3, or it can be minus 2 or 3. Yes. So word limit is there, but you don't have to stick exactly to that word limit, right? If your notice gets complete with 42 words, your notice is less by 8 words, right? Then you can add 2-3 words over here so that it makes up to 46, 47, 48. A small line can be added, right? So that is why it is very, very important that you give a proper thought to what you are going to write. You don't have to count as you are writing. Yes, complete the message that you want to convey and then count the words. See that it is well over 46, 47, right? If not, add 2 or 3 words over there so the total gets near 47, 48. Or if you have written more, see that you limit your writing by 52, 53 words only. Now, grammar, very, very essential to be kept in mind. First person, second person is not to be used very, very strictly. Strictly, first person and second person is not to be used. First person means I or we, not to be used. Second person means you, not to be written. Yes, that is where we come to point number 2, that is passive voice as far as possible should be used. Now, you are the sports captain and you are inviting names for the inter-school volleyball competition. Then everybody is going to come and submit the names to you because you are the sports captain. But in the notice, nowhere I, we, me, us will be written. Right? Submit your names to me. No, submit the names to the undersigned, because at the bottom of the notice you are going to write your signature, then the name, and at the end you are going to write your designation, which is sports captain. So submit to undersigned, the person who has signed this notice, to that person or to the class teacher, right? Or to the sports teacher, but never to me, or I am going to distribute the application papers to you, right? No. Please collect the application form from the undersigned. Whoever is interested, please collect the application form from the undersigned. Take the paper application forms from me. No. Same way, second person is also not to be used. If you are interested, then come to me. No. Interested students can collect the information, further information, or interested students submit the names to the undersigned. You are not using second person, at the same time you are not using first person. So take care, never in your writing should first person and second person be used very, very strictly. Yes, this is where these are the silly mistakes that we make and we get our marks cut because we don't pay attention when we are writing. We are not conscious of what we are writing and we make silly mistakes, and that is exactly where the examiner is waiting for you to make those mistakes and is going to enjoy cutting down the marks. So after such a lot of hard work, what you get is 1 mark, 1.5 mark, because you did not pay attention to these things, right? So make a point that you never use first person and second person in notice writing. Next, use passive voice as far as possible. You collect from me, that is active voice. You submit your names to me, that is active voice. No. As we discussed earlier, the application forms can be collected from the undersigned. Yes, you are supposed to submit your names to your class teacher. No, submit names to the class teacher. Write in a passive voice as far as possible so that you don't have to use first person, second person. Yes, you don't have to use pronouns. I, we, me, you, no. Right? So, I think these 2 points are quite clear. Language should be impersonal. Impersonal, informal. Formal. Right? So, language should be impersonal. It should not be targeting anything personal. Only intelligent students need to apply. No, you are absolutely wrong. Your language is very, very rude and it is quite harsh. Right? So, it should be very, very impersonal. You can write over there, students qualified can apply. And that means those who have having the knowledge of playing the chess, who must have won 1 or 2 tournament at class level, something that qualified students need to apply. They will understand themselves. You are not being rude, you are not being harsh. Yes, you are just stating the facts that we will make 100 people play chess, it's going to be a chaos. Right? So, if only people who have thorough knowledge of playing the chess, who have won some tournaments, if they apply, then we will have less students, but we are going to have more tougher competition. Everybody is going to enjoy it, right? So in that way, don't use some rude language, don't use some harsh language. See that you maintain the quality of your language. It should not be targeting someone, it should be in general, so that nobody's sentiments, feelings, emotions are hurt. So the language used should be quite formal and impersonal. Now, either the process is ongoing or it is going to happen in the future, because something that has happened in the past you are already going to. So present tense and future tense will be used more. Present tense and future tense is going to be used more. For example, the school is organizing an inter-school basketball. Is organizing, that means the event is yet to come. So in one way or another, we are writing something that is going to happen in the future. A drawing competition will be held on 17th of this month. That means that is yet to come. So more of future tense is to be used because we are displaying well in advance so that more students can participate and the aim or the purpose of that competition can be reached. So present and future. This grammar you have to keep in mind. Yes, please keep the points in mind. Also write it down in your notebook. First person, second person not to be used. Language used should be having passive voice as far as possible. Language should be impersonal and present and future. These are the grammar points that you need to keep in mind, because these are the places where your marks will be cut. Yes, you beautifully make a box. You are not going to get marks for making a box, because box even a second standard student can make. So what's the difference between you and him? बॉक्स के बाद चारों तरफ जो है, आप क्यों पेपर जल्दी खत्म हो गया फूल बनाते हैं? नो, फिर एग्जामिनर फूल बनाएगा, राइट? सो डोंट ट्राई टू ओवर रिएक्ट, just try to be as simple. Don't try to be too much decorative in making of the notice. It should be in a box. The language should be very simple. No type of extra decoration should be made. Use of sketch pen to make the box or notice. I will do it with red sketch pen, and the name of the organization school I'll do with black sketch pen. No, please do not overreact over here. Try to keep it as simple as possible. Right? Now, just let us take a small view of what is the layout. We are going to discuss it again in the next lecture also. But this is just so that we can at least understand the layout of the notice. As you see, I have kept quite a big page, right? In order to that you can understand the proper format, right? Now, as you can see, name of the issuing agency or authority, it is right in the center. Then notice right in the center. You can leave a line, you may not leave a line. Date of issue, that is release of the notice, will come on the left margin. So you see that name of the agency, that is your school, will be in the center. Notice will be in the center. But date, we know the format of the date is 23rd November 2020. Right? So this is going to be the format that will be acceptable. Yes, whole of the class whole of the standard we will use only one format of date, so that we don't make mistake over here, right? And we don't get a marks cut. So date of issue is to be on the left margin. Then again, title or subject of the event, that is the catchy title, it should be in the center. If necessary, you want a little bit more attraction towards it, then you can put a colon over here. You can even underline the event, but simple underline. There will be no underline the name of the organization, no underline, notice, only the catchy title, because that is the thing that will attract the attention of the reader. So you can underline over there, and that underline should be done with a pencil, right? So next, leave a line. Body, here body is written in the center, but we know paragraph starts from the left margin, right? I just wanted to convey what comes after the title. Yes, and important things that should be in your body is date, time, duration, place, and venue. These 4-5 things should be there in your notice, if it is applicable. If it is not applicable, then okay, but then clearly it should be mentioned. And if there is a need, आप list बना सकते हो, date this, time this, duration this, place this, venue this, so that everybody is very well aware कौन सी date पे है. Because if you write these things in paragraph form, because of the layout of the paragraph, they might miss some important information. So if such an important information regarding everything that is required, then make a list. The program is please look at the details and write over there. Then your body becomes shorter and the details will require more space. And at the end, authorized signatory, name, designation, signature. Yes. Now So students, we come to the end of today's lecture. We'll be continuing notice writing in the next lecture. Thank you, students.